Have you ever felt drawn to a place you've never visited? There's a strange magnetism in the unknown, a pull that tugs at your imagination and curiosity. Sometimes it's not the bustling cities or famous landmarks that call to us, but the quiet, forgotten places where silence tells its own story. That's the pull of America's ghost towns. Scattered across the country, these abandoned settlements are more than relics. They're time capsules, frozen in a moment when hope and hardship collided. These aren't just empty buildings. They're echoes of lives once lived, dreams once chased. Every boarded-up window and faded sign hints at the people who built, loved, and eventually left these places behind. Standing in a ghost town, you feel time pause, history breathing all around you. The wind seems to carry voices from the past, and every step stirs up memories buried beneath the dust. It's a connection to the past that no book can offer. Here, you're not just reading about history, you're walking through it, feeling it under your feet and in the air. The fascination is universal. We're drawn to the mystery, the stories left behind. Each visitor wonders, who lived here? What were their hopes, their struggles, their triumphs and losses? Walk a deserted main street and you can almost hear the echoes, wagon wheels, laughter, the bustle of a lost era, the creak of a saloon door, the distant clang of a blacksmith's hammer, the everyday sounds of a community now vanished. Every rusted can and creaking floorboard has a story. Even the smallest artifact is a clue, a fragment of a life once lived, waiting to be rediscovered. Ghost towns remind us how fragile communities can be, shaped by nature, ambition, and fate. They show us how quickly fortunes can change, and how the land always reclaims what's left behind. For me, travel is about connection, to people, places, and the spirit of a time gone by. It's about feeling the weight of history and understanding the dreams that built a nation. These towns offer a unique link to the pioneers and families who risked everything for a dream. Their courage, resilience, and sometimes heartbreak are etched into every weathered wall and crumbling foundation. Visiting is always moving, a chance to reflect on the cycles of boom and bust that shaped America. As the sun sets over empty streets, you can't help but wonder what the future holds for the places we call home today. So, let's explore these forgotten corners, uncover their stories, and listen to the whispers of history. There's adventure in the unknown, and wisdom in what's been left behind. Pack your curiosity. Let's step into the silent world of America's ghost towns, and discover the secrets that still linger in the quiet. Every ghost town began with hope, gold, silver, or a new start. Boom towns sprang up overnight, fueled by dreams and discovery. But when the mines dried up or the railroad bypassed them, people left, chasing the next opportunity. Natural disasters, fire, flood, drought, often sealed a town's fate. What's left is silence, waiting for curious travelers to piece together the final story. These towns are reminders of how quickly fortunes and entire communities can vanish. High in California's Sierra Nevada, perched nearly 8,400 feet above sea level, sits Bodie, America's most famous and hauntingly beautiful ghost town. Surrounded by rugged mountains and endless sky, Bodie feels like a place lost to time, where the past lingers in every gust of wind. Unlike other historic towns that have been restored or rebuilt, Bodie is preserved in a state known as arrested decay. The buildings stand just as they were left, their weathered wood and peeling paint telling stories of hardship and hope. Step inside and you'll find homes and shops still holding the belongings of those who once called Bodie home. Dusty chairs, faded curtains, and shelves lined with forgotten trinkets offer a glimpse into daily life from over a century ago. Gold was discovered here in 1859, sparking a rush that transformed Bodie from a remote mining camp into a booming frontier town. By the late 1870s, nearly 10,000 people flocked here chasing dreams of fortune and adventure. Saloons, gambling halls, and dance parlors lined the bustling streets. Bodie quickly earned a reputation for lawlessness, wild nights, and a rough-and-tumble spirit that defined its heyday. But as the gold ran out and devastating fires swept through the town, Bodie's fortunes faded. One by one, families packed up and left, leaving behind empty buildings and silent streets. By the 1940s, only a handful of residents remained. The dry, high-altitude climate helped preserve what was left, turning Bodie into a time capsule of the Old West. Today, Bodie is protected as a state historic park. Around 100 buildings still stand, their empty windows and creaking doors serving as silent witnesses to the town's dramatic history. Peer through the dusty windows and you'll see tables set for dinner, goods still on the shelves, and lessons left unfinished on a chalkboard, moments frozen in time, waiting to be discovered. Visiting Body is like stepping into a secret world, where the wind whistles through empty alleys and the air is thick with stories from another era. Every creak and shadow seems to echo with the voices of those who once lived here. Wander the dirt roads, explore the old cemetery, and let your imagination fill in the lives behind the gravestones and weathered doors. Each corner of Bodie invites you to picture the laughter, struggles, and dreams of its former residents. Bodie is more than a collection of ruins, it's a living connection to the spirit and resilience of the American West, a place where history feels close enough to touch. As the sun sets over Bodie and the shadows grow long, you'll find it's a place that lingers in your memory, calling you back to a time when the West was still wild and full of promise. Bodie is rich with legends, none more famous than the Bodie curse. Take anything from the town, even a pebble, and misfortune follows. So say the letters sent by regretful visitors. The curse serves a purpose. It reminds us to respect this historic place. Stories of ghosts linger too, like Mrs. Kane, glimpsed in her old home's window, or laughter echoing from the miners' union hall. The cemetery on the hill is especially poignant, with graves of pioneers and children, including the Angel of Bodie. These tales add mystery, but the real spirit of Bodie is the memory of those who lived and died here. Standing among the headstones, you feel the true heart of the town. It's not just about ghosts, it's about honoring the lives and stories that shaped this place. Bodie's legends invite us to remember, respect, and wonder. The past is never far away in the high desert. Deep in Colorado's Sawatch Mountains lies St. Elmo, a ghost town that feels almost alive. Tucked between rugged peaks and dense forests, this historic settlement stands as a silent witness to the dreams and hardships of the American West. Unlike Bodie's decay, St. Elmo's wooden buildings line a main street that looks paused, not abandoned. The weathered facades and creaking porches seem to hold their breath, as if waiting for the next chapter to unfold. Founded in 1880, St. Elmo thrived on gold and silver from the Mary Murphy mine. Prospectors, merchants, and families flocked here, hoping to strike it rich in the heart of the Rockies. At its peak, 2,000 people called it home, complete with hotels, saloons, and a bustling railroad stop. The town echoed with laughter, music, and the clatter of train wheels, creating a vibrant community high in the mountains. But as mining faded, and the railroad left in 1922, the town emptied almost overnight. The once busy streets grew quiet, and nature slowly began to reclaim the land, leaving behind only memories and empty buildings. The Stark family stayed, preserving St. Elmo for decades. Their dedication kept the town from crumbling, ensuring its stories would not be lost to time. Today, visitors wander the streets, admire the architecture, and even stay in old cabins. Each step along the boardwalk is a step back in time, offering a glimpse into Colorado's wild frontier days. The general store still opens in summer, adding a touch of life to the quiet. Inside, shelves are lined with relics and souvenirs, inviting travelers to imagine the bustling trade that once filled these walls. Local legend tells of Dirty Annie Stark, whose spirit is said to watch over the town. Her presence lingers in the creak of a floorboard or the flicker of a curtain, a reminder that some stories never truly end. St. Elmo is a living memory, a place where the past feels just a breath away. As the sun rises over the mountains, the town glows with a quiet magic. Bridging yesterday and today, it's a testament to resilience, care, and the enduring spirit of the Rockies. Against all odds, St. Elmo endures, weathering storms and seasons with unwavering strength. Here, history isn't just preserved, it's still present. Every weathered board and faded sign tells a story, inviting you to listen closely. St. Elmo invites you to step into Colorado's wild past, to walk where pioneers once dreamed, and to feel the heartbeat of the Rockies echo through time. In Nevada's desert, the ruins of Rhyolite tell a story of ambition and collapse. Born in 1904 after a gold rush, Rhyolite quickly became a modern city. Stone buildings, electric lights, even an opera house. At its height, thousands lived here, believing the boom would last forever. But the gold ran out, disasters struck, and by 1916 the power was shut off. In just over a decade, Rhyolite went from metropolis to ghost town. Today, the cookbank's empty walls and the bottle house stand as haunting reminders. The silence is profound, a monument to dreams built and lost in the desert. Rhyolite teaches humility, even the grandest visions can vanish overnight. Walking among the ruins you feel the weight of hope, ambition and inevitable change. The desert reclaims all but the stories linger. Rhyolite is a lesson in the impermanence of fortune. Stepping into a ghost town, you're struck by a silence unlike any other. It's the absence of human noise, just wind, creaking wood, and your own footsteps. Imagination takes over, laughter in a saloon, a shopkeeper's greeting, the bustle of a lost community. You wonder about the people, what they hoped for, what they left behind. These towns were once vibrant, now slowly reclaimed by nature. It's a humbling reminder, everything is temporary. Exploring a ghost town is a personal, reflective journey. You're not just seeing history, you're feeling it. The textures, the smells, the quiet, all connect you to another time. You leave with more than photos, you leave with a sense of wonder and respect. Ghost towns teach us about resilience, hope, and the dignity of the past. They invite us to slow down and listen to history's quiet voice. Visiting ghost towns is like entering a museum without walls, fragile, real, and irreplaceable. The golden rule: take only pictures, leave only footprints. Don't remove souvenirs, every object belongs to the story of the place. Respect fragile buildings, obey signs, avoid touching or climbing on ruins. Cemeteries are sacred, walk softly, speak quietly, and never disturb the markers. Some towns still have residents or are on private land, respect their privacy. By being thoughtful and careful, you help preserve these places for future generations. Your respect ensures the stories endure. Be a partner in preservation. Let the past speak for itself. Our journey through America's ghost towns reveals beauty, history, and emotion. From Bodie to St. Elmo to Rhyolite, each town tells a story of dreams and resilience. These aren't just ruins, they're monuments to the human spirit. I invite you to seek out these places yourself. There's history waiting everywhere. Wander the silent streets, listen to the wind, and let the experience move you. Go with respect and curiosity. The feeling of standing in untouched history is unforgettable. Ghost towns ask us, what stories will we leave behind? Take a detour, explore, and discover a piece of the past. The adventure is out there, waiting in the haunting silence. America's lost towns are ready to share their stories, if you're willing to listen.